Hey folks, Walter Shepard here, President of the Florida Real Estate Investor Association, bringing you this week's edition of The Fan, the Florida Action News and news we've got. Let's see what the headlines are, but the first headline is, yes, congratulations to Eddie Casimir and his lovely wife Christine on the birth of their child, Kai. So, healthy, 8 pounds, 12 ounces, and wow. Good job there, Christine. If you know Christine, she's a little bitty girl, and that's a big baby coming out of a little bitty girl. So anyway, congratulations, guys, and everybody's healthy, so we're glad to see that, and welcome to parenthood. Wish you all the best, guys. All right, let's see what's going on in the news. Mortgage origination down, mortgage fraud up, underwater homes still rising, government to bail out real estate investors, and the MLS requires disclosure. All right, those are our headlines for this week. Let's see what's going on. DSnews.com. Mortgage origination down, mortgage fraud up. That's right. Investigations for mortgage fraud have shot up in recent years. As of December 31st, 2011, the FBI has reported 2,590 pending mortgage fraud investigations, with 71% involving losses of more than $1 million. Mortgage fraud schemes targeting distressed homeowners as victims have surged. Mortgage fraud suspicious activity reports saw a significant increase, with 46,717 reports in 2007, and now in 2011 they had 93,508. It's almost double. Wow, quite a bit of unethical business going on there in the world of mortgage fraud. The FBI mortgage fraud investigations led to 1,220 informations and indictments, and 1,089 convictions. It brought in $1.38 billion in restitutions, $116.3 million in fines, seizures valued at $14.7 million, and $7.33 million in forfeitures, according to the FBI. And get this, states with significant mortgage fraud problems in 2010 were, hey, top of the list, Florida. How about that? Sunny place for shady characters, yep. New York followed, California, New Jersey, Maryland, Michigan, Virginia, Ohio, Colorado, and Illinois followed behind us, according to the Mortgage Asset Research Institute. So, always love to see that we're at the top somewhere. All right, underwater homes still rising. This is also from DSnews.com. The number of underwater homes went up for 2011 in the fourth quarter to 11.1 million, or 22.8%, according to CoreLogic. Their third quarter numbers had showed that 10.7 million, or 22.1%, were underwater. So it looks like we're still in a mess. So still got to get these properties back to producing, but again, it's going to take a little bit, and you got to be a little bit patient. Not a pretty sight to see, though. Total mortgage debt outstanding on underwater property stood at $2.8 trillion in the fourth quarter, compared to $2.7 trillion. So we went up by $1.1 trillion from one quarter to the next. States with the highest level of negative equity were Nevada at 61%, Arizona at 48%, and Florida at 44%, with Michigan following at 35% and Georgia at 33%. All right, again, we're at the top of the list there. Well, not the top, but we're part of the top list. Out of 11.1 million borrowers with underwater mortgages, 6.7 million had first liens with negative equity, and the remaining 4.4 million had first and second liens. Wow. Nearly 18 million borrowers had an LTV between 80 and 125% LTV, loan to value, on their properties, so making them eligible for the HARP 1.0. With the implementation of HARP 2.0 in December of 2011, the 125% cap was removed, which widened the eligibility for refinancing under the government program to 22 million borrowers based on LTV alone. Again, they still had to pass all the other requirements to get the loan, the refinance. All right, from the Daily Business Review. Now, this is interesting. Yeah, the government to bail out real estate investors. How about that? They're going to give us a hand. This is the Obama administration is extending the mortgage assistance for the first time to investors who bought multiple homes before the market imploded. Landlords can qualify for up to 4 federally subsidized loan workouts starting around May, as long as they rent out each house or have plans to fill them under the revamped HAMP program, also known as the Home Affordable Modification Program. The government's need to protect neighborhoods from blight and renters from eviction by keeping the current owners in place is outweighing concern that taxpayers will end up bailing out real estate investors. The program is being enlarged after less than 1 million borrowers modified loans through HAMP, compared with the administration's stated goals in 2009 of helping 3 to 4 million. So they hit 25% of their mark. So sounds like a government program gone great. While speculators are no one's first priority for receiving taxpayer dollars, providing assistance to a large class of multiple property owners and blanket modifications offered regardless of occupancy would be more efficient than restrictive programs, the Fed said in their September report. Now, an analyst at Credit Suisse Group AG in New York said that the HAMP changes will result in about 200,000 modifications for investors. While it won't keep bondholders up at night, this is a quote, it will probably slow the process of liquidating foreclosed homes. Yes, that's what we need, is another logjam. There are opponents to the administration's change in the policy. One so be it is John Burns from Irvine, California. He's a real estate consultant, said it's ridiculous for taxpayers to come to the aid of individuals who made bad bets. What kind of precedent are you going to set? He said, are you going to refund people who lost money on the stock market too? Well, in my opinion, it seems like this is a political move on the Obama administration to inject some, to falsely inject some gasoline into the engine of our economy that could easily burn out after the elections. So that's what I see this. Why did they wait so long? They're frustrated. Things aren't moving. Economy has been just at a steady, slow pace, which we all saw. We knew this was going to happen, and so this is a long-term thing. But they want to stimulate it. They want to be the cause for Jubilee, and I think when you falsely inject something like that, you're going to cause more problems. But again, that's the government for you. I love this country, but I fear the government. It's a little text I got the other day from my brother. All right, Palm Beach Post here reporting that MLS is now requiring disclosure. That's right. After a report from the Palm Beach Post that described how the banks were sort of pushing their agents not to list the properties as bank-owned in the MLS, the MLS is now requiring to say, hey, guess what? Now you have to do that. All right, so some of the banks had said, it just seemed like we were able to move the properties a little bit faster when it didn't say bank-owned, and but again, now they're not doing it. So a couple of people here saying, hey, it's a good idea, it's a good move, and said it would help boost the sale of property since some buyers are specifically looking for REOs. Yeah, I guess like us, right? But I think their fear is that you're going to come in and want a deal right off the bat. Well, of course you are. And so that was why they were pushing the agents not to do so. The state's Department of Business and Professional Regulation prohibits misrepresentation and concealment by real estate agents, but it does not specifically address bank-owned properties. This is a quote from Sandy Copes-Pareda, Director of Communications for the MLS. So, now is the banks getting their own way? Do they have special rules for them? So, interesting. So, gosh, not crazy about that, how the banks get away with some things. We all got to play under the same rules. So, all right, so good to see. We'll be able to do now a search for bank-owned, for REOs, bank-owned properties. So, and you'll see them all instead of having to search diligently more. Now you got to do less. Okay, so that's the news. Let's see what's happening at the Florida REIA. It's the Real Estate Opportunities webinar every Tuesday with Sharon at 12:45, so be sure to catch that. And if you miss it, you can catch the replay on at 32srealty.com. All right, and then God's Property coming up on March 15th, and then our business meeting that evening with our REO panel. Very exciting. Looking forward to hearing about this. Obviously now the MLS is reporting about the REOs, and we're going to do some more talking about it at the next business meeting. All right, and then the Don Juan Cigar Club is coming up on the 30th of March. So we always have a good time there. And Great atmosphere, and the weather's awesome. So we're going to have a good time there. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Our Elite Power Trip is coming up. We're going off to Daytona to the Richard Petty Experience and drive some NASCARs on the Daytona track, which is an awesome track. That is April 15th through the 16th, but the deadline to register is coming up on the 9th, so please contact Yvonne or you won't go. All right, and then Frank has got an awesome event coming up on June 1st through the 3rd, Conquering Your Life's Bad Water. He's going out to the desert, and he wants to take you with you. He wants to take you with you. He wants to take you with him. So anyway, get a chance to join him out there. Check out frank-mckinney.com for more information. And check that out. Could be an awesome time out there. All right, register to vote. That's right. Don't forget to register to vote. This is an election year. A lot is hanging on this year. So please do register and get that done early as the elections are coming up in November. I know it's only, March? But you don't want to delay. All right, that's the news. That is the news for this week. We thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you at any one of our upcoming events. Don't forget to follow us at our social media at facebook.com, youtube.com, and twitter.com, all /FLREIA. This is Juan Restrepo signing off. God bless.
The kingdom of God is within. The kingdom of God is within me. I carry it wherever I go. Got me some joy.